Hello everyone. Thanks for joining us in this live webinar. Let's wait a few minutes for those participants who are still joining. It's a request to all participants to kindly introduce yourself briefly in this live chat box. During the whole presentation, it's a request to all participants to give their full attention on this presentation. If anyone has any question, you are more than welcome to ask us in the chat box and we will try to answer as soon as we get the queries. Oh, welcome John. Oh, and Mr. Akash also. Nice to see you. So now, without further ado, let's start our webinar. This 1 hour will be very informative and helpful for all of you. So you might need to take notes. HS Digital is welcomes you all in our introductory webinar on MS SQL Server for beginners. You are also probably wondering about what or who is Health Sparkers and HS Digital, correct? And how are they interconnected with each other? Let's talk about this. So what is Health Sparkles? Health Sparkles is an affiliate site of Amazon where we refer Amazon products to users and try to sell them, mainly focusing on health and beauty related products. Even we sell well-designed ebooks on weight loss as well as tips on eating habits. We also sell them on our Amazon Kindle store as well as on Lulu. Lulu is a huge marketplace for those for the selling ebooks online. For customer engagement, we regularly write blogs too. Mainly, our blogs are on health and beauty related topics and very informative and helpful topics, helpful blogs. But sometimes we try to cover current topics too, like COVID-19. There are a lot of information, and I want to tell you about health sparkles, but I should not waste your time, and should we have to focus on our today's topic. So, for more and in-depth information, you can visit our healthsparkles.com website. There, you can get more information about it. Let's discuss about HS Digital. All IT services comes under HS Digital. Videos are 10 times more powerful than any other platform, which is why we are tutoring, coaching digitally. Mainly HS Digital is in social media marketing using videos for promotion of your brand, product, business, services, etc. HS Digital makes short videos for digital marketing. We also design digital visiting card, flyer as well as templates too. We convert any format of text into video as well as online courses. Online education is another separate sector under HS Digital where we will include online courses covering various topics under health, beauty and IT departments. So, dear students, today's topic is also covered under IT department is MS SQL Server for beginners. So, we will move on to today's main webinar topic of MS SQL Server for beginners. Now, Mr. Pawan Bhatt will explain a few basic concepts of MS SQL Server on his computer at this time.
Thank you so much, guys, for giving me this opportunity. Now I will go through few basic SQL Server and will see few interesting things. This required SQL Server installed in your machine. You required SQL Server Management Studio to connect that SQL Server. I already created that setup. I have instance created already. So now I will connect my instance using SSMS. So this is the server name that I want to connect, and now I will just connect it. It shouldn't take this much time, but I don't know why it's taking time, but we'll see. Few seconds more and uh, I got an error. Hmm. I know this error. Why? Because of practice, because of training. So what I'll do, I will directly jump to the SQL Server Configuration Manager and I will see services. And in seeing these services, I am seeing three service exist. Each three service have dedicated work. But as I know, this service is required to connect. So I'll just right click it and it's all disabled. In general, working or dealing with Microsoft, any services, you need to just right click that service and you can do start stop. But as other services work, for this as well, you need to enable this particular disabled part. So even you can see in start mode that it's completely disabled or an unknown state. So what you can go do is go to properties, go to services and make as per your wish and click on OK. That will change the start mode. Now you can start it. When you right click, you will see the start button is now enabled, and in just few seconds the service is started. Now let me ask you a few things, guys. Do you really think when you go to industry, your manager or your boss or your colleague will give you this much detailed information while they train you? Even you are trainee, I don't think they can spend this much detailed time with you. IT industry is very good, but at certain limit, right? At certain point, they are also part of business, so they have to concentrate over there first. So at some point, they will give you homework and they will just left. They will not teach you. They will not explain you, and obviously they cannot afford that much time to spend over you. But what if you already know? What if you can discuss these basic things already with your, like, if you are having this much detailed information, and think on one scenario that if once you go to your manager that service is not getting started, and if your manager asks you what you have checked, and you can say that checked this configuration manager, services were stopped, tried to started it, but I'm getting error over there. You can get here error also. So when you say this in your just in your 15 days or 20 days, when you start giving these kind of things, or just in your first day, just think on it. On a first day, if they try to test you and SQL Server configuration manager they haven't introduced with you, and they gave you this kind of situation, and you just trying to start it, and you find out, and very quickly within a fraction of seconds you identified the issue in front of him, and before he just go to office, you can show that, okay, I already go through and I already know that. Here is the thing. What kind of outstanding outcome of you in front of your manager? And trust me, IT industry is the industry when you give few things, you will get lots of things. People start trusting you, right? Okay, we will deep dive into this when our technical course start. But as of now, as the services is started, I'll just do click on connect, and in fraction of seconds you can connect it. Now you are connected with your instance. Your instance actually starts from here and end at here. So entire instance and entire things can cover within this box only. Now I will see the database. There are one database I called HS, and I'll create one more database which is HS HSEL, HSEL, right? Creating database is very easy, but when you have to understand the business, you need to understand the basic thing first. For example, what if your industry standard says you don't need only these two files, you require third file. Your industry says that you should have at least five files. You can't go with this one log, you need multiple logs, you needed multiple drives, right? As personality. So you just have to understand the basic architecture of this entire page, like what comes into general, what comes into options, what comes into file group, right? By understanding this, you just have to match with the logic of business. You can directly reach to that level. You just have to do as per your business logic and just click on OK. So when you click on OK, in few seconds it will create HSEL database. Now you have two databases, and if you have noticed, I was connected with this instance using Windows authentication mode. But if I click on SQL Server authentication, that required a login and password. So let's create one login. So I'll go to security logins, and in logins, when I click on right click on this new login, I can search if I already created, right? There are lots of things inside it, but it can cover in our technical course. I want to select SQL Server authentication. Let's create one username HSEL. I'll create password HSEL for the simplicity only. HSEL, right? And there are lots of things in server roles, user mapping, securables, status, what developer DBA do basically. What I have shown you, this is the architect DBA, this is developer DBA. And when you click on OK, you can create HSEL. Now you have created HSEL login, and now let's connect to our SQL Server authentication, HSEL, HSEL. And before I even, like, I was trying to tell you something, when before I complete my statement, before even I start my statement, I'm getting an error. This is the second error that I'm seeing in front of you guys. But trust me, if you are not getting any error, you are not learning. You need to be a very good in understanding of errors, and you need to face as much as possible all kind of errors, because if you have gone through all the errors, you are expert in your field. So basically it fits here as well, that failure is always a good success. So here also I can explain you this required a restart of our SQL Server instance, but I'm not covering it here right now because of the time constraints. But what I'll do is I can give you a hint that will be your homework as well. So let's start with the management SQL Server logs. As I told you, these all specific folders are having a dedicated information, and your entire SQL Server starts from here to end, right? So I'll go to my logs, and if I check my logs, what I'm seeing, hmm, the error shows. And by the way, this is not the location, only the location where you can see all the errors. There are other areas also that you can see without having this kind of thing. Okay, that we will cover later. But now I'll see what is error. Login failed for the user HSEL, and the reason is an attempt to login using a SQL Server authentication failed because the server is configured for integrated authentication only. Now, this specific two words gives you hint, and not only hint, but your homework is partially already completed. Now, what is required? Find out and get more knowledge on it. Otherwise, you can come to our technical course. We will explain you in detail that what all the errors, and we will try to face different errors, and we will learn and we will grow ourselves. But as of now, I am handing over again, and see you soon, guys. Bye bye.
Oh, really, Mr. Pawan? It's possible that we can get this many different errors inside the database too? Really, in the practical field, if we get this type of errors, it's difficult to stay in the job market and solve it by yourself. Which is why we definitely need some type of training beforehand. So after watching a few of the basic concepts shown live by Mr. Pawan Bhatt on his computer, you guys are probably very curious and eager to get more in-depth knowledge and details about the MS SQL Server database, am I right? Because this is indeed a very valuable skill you should learn, as it could prove extremely helpful post-pandemic in terms of you having a greater advantage in job opportunities. So, HS Digital presents you all with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with a live online training course on MS SQL Server for beginners, which has top caliber content with utmost excellence at a lower cost to you because of this pandemic. Therefore, you for sure do not want to miss this opportunity. So stay till the end of this webinar to get an early bird discount and bonus. Again, this course is only for those who are serious and want to learn and grow their understanding in this area. Now, I would first like to introduce your instructor and trainer, industry expert, Mr. Pawan Bhatt, who's had over 10 years of industry experience as a DBA in MNC. He's also had exposure to working internationally, such as in the UK and Philippines. So he handles all the support and everything for the UK office and Philippines office. He's been a trainer at a visiting faculty at India's well-known Institute of IT Department. He's also been a regular writer for the SQL Forum and also solves other members' IT issues. And overall, he just has a passion for teaching students. And also, yes, he was the one who showed us a few of those basic concepts and errors on the Microsoft SQL Server database earlier. And overall, as you now know, Mr. Pawan Bhatt is a highly educated and well-trained instructor in this field. Moving on, he'll continue with what we provide in the course.
Let me share what does this course include. This course includes the practical experience that match with the industry standards. We will take sufficient 10 hours to finish this course so that you will have personalized, live and practical experience, and to get more practice, we will do best possible complex exercise for the better direction for this course. But when will all this possible? Only when you feel you are not working in crowd. So we will keep our group very small to give personal attention so that this will allow us to have friendly relationship rather having professional environment. These are some beauties too that we will give you 10% discount on your next enrollment. We will also record this entire 10 hours of course which will be available to you 24 by 7. Plus, this will be not a TED show. This will be a workshop so we can resolve questions whenever you get. There are more beauties of online libraries and materials that we will cover later in this section. Let's see what will you learn from this training. All of you know from where to download softwares. You might be aware of download locations, but what to download on which occasion may create a question, like what is required license and how industry segregates SQL Server for having pure development and production environment, right? Then we will install software altogether so that if any genuine issue come, we can resolve on the spot. While installing, we will not just do next in installation page, but we will also see what that installation page means so that you will understand the basic concept of SQL Server software. We will understand the usage of SSMS and how to deal with SQL Server using SSMS. That will allow us to deep dive in core parts of SQL Server. And of course, we will cover question and answer as much as possible. Until this, you will understand the architect DBA. And now you will understand how development DBA work by messing around queries and what is the importance in the business of development DBAs. Not just simple queries, but we will also see a foundation of complex queries. What can be done while facing performance issues on the server. And we will learn the major part of taking backups and how to restore, which is actually a major role in the industry. So since you finish this entire course, you will know all the foundation of SQL Server. You will be no longer trainee if you continue practicing this training course. When you jump in the industry, you just have to understand their rules and regulations of running the architecture, and that is always mandatory irrespective of your experience. We will give you all this, but due to distance learning, we will need help from you a little bit, which is very genuine requirement that you can understand. Like please have good internet connection to support audio and video. Video will make us live. What I am doing, what students are doing. Actually, I recommend to have a video conferencing only because while you go to physically to the classroom, instructor always watch you so that it gives some seriousness to the environment. Some visual presence make the environment interactive. We literally don't want students to just leave the session by just paying us. We seriously want you guys to grow. And also for screen sharing to address your practical queries or any software by any chance if it is required, you should have some at least good connectivity. You can use Docker to run on MacBook. You can use Linux as SQL Server is also available in Linux version, but this course is designed specifically for running on Windows. So please have a Windows laptop only. We received lots of queries about getting trained from non-IT field, but I personally request you to have at least basic software knowledge, basic database concept, basic MS SQL understanding. Otherwise, we don't mind to train you after occupying, but you will feel stressed during the training and that is only harmful for you. Now, for more details, I'll just now hand over and bye for now.
So this is just a certificate of completion that you'll get upon completing our course on the Microsoft SQL Server for Beginners. As you can see here, you'll have the name here and our logo as well. So this is our sample certificate that you'll receive after the completion of our course. Now, coming to the main question that all of you are probably wondering about, is that what are the course fees? How much is all of this going to be worth? Well, our regular price is usually $149.99 Canadian dollars, but right now there's an early bird discount going on. So now it's 114.99 Canadian dollars, which is about 87 US dollars. And this, getting all of that for this low of a price is an unbeatable price that you will not be able to find anywhere else, especially during this pandemic. And that's actually one of the reasons why we have keeping this rate so low. And this offer ends on Monday, September 7th by 12 midnight. So hurry and quickly buy it with the early bird discount before the offer expires. So the early bird discount is actually over 23% off the regular price, meaning the difference between the 149.99, the regular price, to the early bird discount price 114.99 is over 23% off. So hurry before the offer expires. So you're getting all of the things that we said earlier with the live training and over 10 hours of the live training with industry standards for only $114.99. The courses with the pre-recorded videos are more expensive than our price, and our price includes the fully live training. So we're not going to have any pre-recorded videos. It's all going to be live. This 1 month course is on sale now for a limited time only. So hurry and click the link in the chat box and purchase your course now. About the payment information, we accept payments via credit or debit cards such as Visa, MasterCard, or Discover, via PayPal Express checkout, or via e-transfer, and our preferable currency would be in Canadian dollars or US dollars. So here I'll just walk you through the payment process and all the payment instructions that were written on the previous slide in real time. So what you're going to do now is type in edu.healthsparkles.com. So edu.healthsparkles.com, and you should come to its homepage. So the site's homepage right here. This is how it should look like. So scroll down and don't click products or courses, as it's not going to be there, and that's still under construction. So scroll down, and you should see this product right here, MS SQL Server for Beginners. So click the product, and this is the product page right here. So upon clicking the product, this is what should show up as the page description. So right here you can see this is just all the content that is included in the course and everything that we already went over in the webinar. So scroll up, and here this is how the product page should look like. And this is the link that is also in the chat box. So over here, just click add to cart. So after clicking add to cart, it should sort of reload and show up back to the description, because after clicking add to cart, this it automatically just goes back to the description, scrolls down midway. So scroll up again, and here, right here, as you can see with the check mark in green, it should say that the MS SQL Server for Beginners, the live online training course, has been added to your cart. So it has been added, and right here you should click a view cart. So after clicking view cart, it should go to the cart page right here, and scroll down. This is what the cart page should look like. And on the cart page right here, the product, quantity, price, everything, cart total, and underneath right here, click proceed to checkout. So now this is the checkout page, as you can see right here, and scroll down. So here, just fill in all the billing details and everything right here. Fill in the first name, last name, street address, everything, town, city, province, postal code, phone number, and email address. So fill in your authentic address and phone number and email. Email especially authentic because on this email address, whatever you're able to access, write that email address here. Because on this email address is where you receive the product invoice and receipt that you'll need for the actual course registration. So just put in your authentic email address right here. And after filling in the billing details, right here it should say your order, product, subtotal, all this. And this is what it should look like. Underneath, this is via PayPal. So PayPal, it's right here. So this is, it says right here, pay via PayPal, or you can pay with your credit card if you don't have a PayPal account. So from here, you're just gonna click proceed to PayPal to further go through the payment method. So after filling in your billing details and clicking proceed to checkout, you should redirect to this page right here where it says pay with PayPal, and then it's right here over here it says the amount in Canadian dollars. So the top option right here where you fill in your PayPal login details is just normal PayPal to PayPal, so express checkout, and where it says or pay with a credit or Visa debit card. So if you're paying with Express, then fill in the PayPal login details on top, and if you're paying with a credit or debit card, then proceed with clicking the second option, and you should be redirected to filling in your credit card and debit card details. So after you pay with a credit or debit card, it should process the payment and then load it to this page right here where it's the PayPal receipt. So you can see it will have this check mark right here, and it will say the amount you paid and to who. It will also have how it would appear on your statement, as it says this transaction will appear on your statement as PayPal and quotation held sparkles. And the purchase details, it will give you the receipt number, and it will, as I told you before, that it will send the confirmation email to the email that you put in your billing details. Next, just click return to merchant, and it should go back to the website. So after clicking return to merchant from the previous page, you will be redirected to the website again, and over here it will show you just the order confirmation, order details. So this is what the page will look like. And it also says under order received that receipt for your purchase has been emailed to you. let's check our email. Now we're inside our Gmail account, and as you can see here, we've gotten an email from service@intl.paypal.com. So you guys will also get an email from this PayPal email, which is service@intl.paypal.com. So you'll get your PayPal receipt from this email. Again, you'll only receive your PayPal receipt of the purchased course on the email that you had provided in your billing details on the checkout page. So please provide your valid and authentic email address that you can access to receive your PayPal receipt after. Now moving on to our FAQs, meaning the frequently asked questions that we have been getting in the past. These questions will for sure answer most, if not all, queries and questions or doubts you might be having. So let's start with the first point about the refund policy, which is pretty obvious. And if any customer is buying a product, they think of the refund policy first, if there's anything. Now, these are the two major refund policies that we have in place. So, if you cancel the course before the first lesson, you will receive an 80% refund. So if you cancel it before the first day of class, then you'll receive an 80% refund. And if you cancel the course on the first day of lesson or after the first day of lesson, you will receive no refund. So I'll repeat that. If you cancel the course before the first day of lesson, you will receive an 80% refund. But if you cancel it on or after the first day of lesson, you will receive no refund. So next point is about our returning student. So for example, if you buy our course right now and you come back in the future to buy any of our other courses, because you purchased this course right here, you will get a 5% discount off your next course purchase, which will be anytime in the future. So if you purchase a course anytime in the future after this course, you'll receive a 5% discount on the next course purchase. Next point is the practical explanation. So in certain situations, the instructor will try to explain practically and resolve queries of each student, but that will go to a certain extent, meaning we know, as we have said, that we focus more on practicals, but the instructor will try as much as he can to practically resolve the queries of each student, but to a certain extent, so only if it's possible. Next is a pretty thoughtable question. What will the batch size be? So the batch size will be around 4 to 5 students, and if there's many, then it will be maximum 8 students. And how long will each class be? Each class and lesson will be 2 to 2.5 hours, so 2 to 2.5 hours. Moving on to the next set of FAQs you might have. Now, what is the validity of our certification? We focus more on your practical experience rather than theoretical, because in the industry, certification from an official institute will get you an entry into that job, but for sustainability in that job, only practical knowledge is more valued and required. For example, If you look at the top job position holders of big tech giants, as well as any successful person, they will not have that many certificates or certifications, but they will be extremely strong in their practical knowledge. Therefore, we focus more on your practical experience. Next, if I miss any class, then can I get a makeup class? So if it's a valid or genuine reason for the absence of the class, then we will set up a makeup class according to the availability of the instructor. What is the early bird discount? So the early bird discount is that if you enroll by Monday, September 7th, 2020 by 12 midnight of Monday, then you'll get a discount from the original price, and you'll get the course at a lower cost. Will I get live technical support during the course? Yes, you will, and during the course you can ask the instructor you can also ask the instructor any time outside of the class too, but the time should be fixed and convenient between the student and instructor. Thank you all for watching this webinar on Microsoft SQL Server for beginners. And now, if you have any questions or queries, you can ask us in the live chat box and we'll try to answer them if possible. If you have a personal or a private question, you can reach us by email, live chat, or phone call, which is open 24/7. And our easiest and preferable way of contact is by email or chat only. So our email If you have a personal or a private question, you can reach us by email, live chat, or phone call, which is open 24/7. And our easiest and preferable way of contact is by email or chat only. So our email,